luckily we have more than enough iron to, you know, make plenty of tools for ourselves. We also have the falling tree mod as well. It's probably, in my opinion, falling tree is like one of those essential mods. Just because I really don't like when the tree leaves like stay. I don't know why, that's always bothered me as long as I've played the game. I'm also gonna kind of light my way up out here too, or at least light up a little perimeter for myself. It's not gonna keep all the mobs away from us, but it'll at least stop them from spawning on top of us, which I think is a good start to everything. But yeah, it does make me wonder why the previous caretaker decided to get rid of this property. Especially, you know, I feel like it's a really good setup here. You have like a cave system underneath everything. Maybe that's why he just didn't want his house to like fall into the caves or something. Not really sure. I think that's gonna be the axe after this tree. Oh no, surprisingly it wasn't. Definitely be after this one though. But luckily we'll have more than enough wood to actually frame out our house. Normally what I like doing is just using the logs to frame everything out. And we'll get a really basic kind of house built up here. Then we can actually use the stone cutter and start like detailing it out using all the different furniture and decorative blocks that Conquest Reforged adds in. Okay. Your birds chirping or something. Something making noise. Found more coal, which is nice. Definitely take that. I am interested in running into some other people out here in the woods. I know we're pretty remote, but I know there's got to be other people out here. It's not like we're in the middle of nowhere. Oh, jeez. Caught me without my my shield. There we go. Maybe I should get myself a flashlight or something. The woods are so dark at night. Torches can only do so much. Alright, I'm gonna set up like a temporary little base camp out here. There's another creeper coming over here. Don't want him blowing up near our tower though, so gotta be careful with that. But I feel like things are slowly starting to clean up here. At least we have like staircases going up. And we can worry about like the catwalk and all that stuff a little bit later. You know what? I should make myself a bucket. Can't believe I didn't think about that. Or we'll make 2 of them. Then we can get ourselves like a little water source kind of closer to home, so we don't have to keep making our way back to the lake. We also have to really lock in on the food thing. I'm pretty sure, I mean, we have a couple of wheat seeds we can use. You know what? Put this iron in the cooker up here and just start cooking these out or smelting them. Put a couple of pieces of coal in there. Those do their thing. Alright, let's go get our water buckets. We'll make ourselves like a little water source up here. You know what? We also need to grab ourselves a shovel. Maybe even a couple. I think 1 shovel should be fine. I want to get some sand for like sand for glass, because we need to make more bottles. We need to actually repair the windows up there. So hopefully we have some sand nearby. I didn't bother to actually look. Like a lot of gravel, unfortunately. Okay, let's get the water buckets first. Or we gotta make sure not to drink the dirty water we have. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure we'll get really sick. This is more gravel. I was hoping it was sand. I think over there is sand. I'm trying to look out. See, oh, that's a squid. See if I can find more salmon. I'm not noticing any like farm animals out here, surprisingly. What the heck? Like a shack out here. I wonder if this is part of the property or what this is. But it's like a little shack by the river. Empty. Huh. Kind of cool. Look at this view. Just goes on. There's a whale out there. Can't get over how the water looks, man. It's so good. Alright, let's just get some sand. Gotta be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the way this sand looks. in this resource pack. I think it just looks kind of weird from the side. Oh. Dude, check this out. I think we found a shipwreck or something. This is kind of cool. Maybe, maybe some people, like, washed ashore here and they built a shack. I didn't hear anything about a lost ship in the note that the caretaker left for us, so I'm pretty sure this is just a discovery that we're making here. Alright, we gotta kind of excavate our way through here. Really don't know how ships work. I don't really know how ships work. Hopefully, maybe we'll find like buried treasure or something out here. That would be kind of cool. So far, I'm just seeing a bunch of nothing. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We found carrots. Poisonous potatoes, suspicious stew. Oh, I was hoping we'd find like good stuff. Like potatoes would be nice. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can't grow suspicious potatoes, unfortunately. But if we could get potatoes growing, that would literally be the perfect food source for us. Baked potatoes, I feel like, are a really good early game food source. Lots of nutrition in those. See some salmon swimming out here. We already got multiple stacks of sand. Let's get ourselves some fish. A lot faster than using a fishing pole, that's for sure. See the sun rays coming through. Oh my gosh. That just looks crazy, like the water. It's the details for me. I get blown away by tiny little things. Found some cod too. Call of Duty. We found Call of Duty out here in the water. Oh, it's weird to think this is Minecraft. Like to think where the game started to where it is now, graphics wise. I mean, there is a higher resolution resource packs, but I feel like they're very difficult to play with because you need a crazy computer to use those. Oh, we found kelp. I'm gonna grab some of this. Not quite sure what we can do with it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's useful for something, and it grows really fast as well, so maybe we can use it for fuel too. I mean, it's a very slow burning fuel, but it does work. I'm gonna keep my eye out for any more fish. Don't really have a lot of oxygen to work with, so to get these fish as quick as possible. Oh, what in the world is this? I thought the fish was biting me. I think I just ran out of air. Dude, that was freaky. That was freaky. I thought I was literally getting bitten by like a piranha or something. Pretty sure that's all the fish. I'm gonna take a look at this shipwreck a little bit more too. There's one more. There's one more cod right here. I think I might make myself a smoker too. I mean, the campfire does work, but it's just very, very slow. Oh, something else I just remembered too is with the backpack, we can actually upgrade it a little bit so it can hold more space. Right now, it basically is more or less just like a chest. Oh, jeez. It's just a chest on our back, but when we upgrade it, it'll be more like a double chest, which obviously holds a lot more items. Okay, we're good on that. I think we're in a pretty good spot to actually start building. Something I just realized too is the carrot actually gives us hunger and water too. Kinda cool. Alright, I feel like that was pretty successful. We got ourselves some sand. We got some food. Love seeing the sun rays coming through. It's quiet moments like this that really make me appreciate the atmosphere we have. Let's get this dirty water cooked up here. Thinking we honestly should just put down the other campfires. We need to get a lot of stuff like cooked up at one time. Yeah, I like that the campfires are infinite, but they're obviously just a lot slower than, you know, using a smoker. I kind of want to eat this suspicious stew and see what it does. Oh, jeez. For some reason, I should have like called it before I ate it, but I was thinking it would do something like that. Right, only a couple more seconds on these. All right, how do you guys make your infinite water source? For me, I always do the 2x2 like this. I know some people like to do like the 3x1, but I'm old school. I like doing it this way. I think that's how you can really tell. You can really tell how old a Minecraft player is depending on how they build their water source. All right, I want to drink this purified water just so I can cook it and stack it with the others. I do think it's interesting that the water bucket tells you if it's dirty water or clean water. All right, I'm gonna make a couple of axes for myself. All right, I basically made 5 axes and I'm just gonna chop down all these trees. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but with the sun down, we don't have to worry about getting sunburnt out here. This will give us plenty of wood to actually build up our house. So what's kind of interesting with this landscape is obviously it's not flat. So I was thinking we could kind of put our house up on like stilts. So it'll be kind of, I don't know if you guys ever struggle with like building your houses like I do. It always takes me, I have to get the foundation down before I can even like really start to think about the house in any sort of way. Because I normally don't plan out my builds. I may go and look on like Pinterest or something, but I don't get them down to like an exact, oh, this dimension or this layout. I just kind of frame it out with my logs like we have here that I'm chopping down. And then from there I just kind of build it up and kind of decorate it as I go. I think since we have a lot of oak logs here, I'm just going to use oak to actually frame it. I really like this center point here, so I think I'm going to do something like this. It's going to be kind of weird. I have to sort of build my framing as I go, in a way. So I'm going to get those blocks placed down there so I at least mentally know, okay, that's where my little portion of the house is going to be over there. I'm going to continue over this way. I do kind of count the blocks a little bit. Not quite sure what height I want this to be at. I think this part of the landscape's kind of throwing it off because it's so uneven. It's actually going to end up being like a pretty large house whenever I'm finished with it. It's going to kind of be built into the side of the hill here. Okay, here's how I want the layout to kind of go. Start framing it out. It's going to look pretty stupid until it's actually finished. We're gonna actually go through these logs pretty quick. Oh, I just realized I made them the wrong height. Here we go. What I think I might end up doing, let me undo all of this actually. At least cut out these little frame blocks I did. Because I do want the house to kind of go into the ground just a little bit. So it's like the house is partially on stilts, but it's also obviously supported by the ground underneath it. So basically, this block right here is the floor level, and then the goal here is to have this pathway kind of go up. You can either go to the watchtower, or you can veer to the right and actually head into the house. So I may need to actually end up bringing the stone cutter down here. Just because I want to get a little bit creative with the floor. I'm going to end up bringing this down. Our iron should be cooked up now. Perfect. So for the flooring, I think I want to actually go for these alderwood planks. I think these look really, really cool. Just a little bit different than the plain old oak planks. I'm just going to start laying in my floor here. I'll have to end up moving all this at some point, but this is the legit building process here. So I'm not sure if I want the house to be made out of wood or stone or what. I think I might do the bottom floor out of stone. To kind of, I don't know, do some mental gymnastics here. But I at least have the framing done. And I definitely want to have like a lot of balconies here so we can really appreciate and enjoy the view here. And with the building here, it's going to start off pretty basic. But as we get the house built up, then I can start playing around with all the Conquest Reforged blocks that we have. Yeah, I kind of just build things in a grid-like little pattern here. Just helps me think about it a little bit easier. They got to be a 2-story house too. I think for the bottom floor, I'm gonna do something a little bit different than I normally would. I'm gonna make like the back of the house out of stone, and maybe the front fascia or the side that's facing the lake. I'll basically make that out of wood, kind of like siding. But you can see with the grid system, it makes this a lot easier. I don't have to worry about, oh, where did the blocks go? Everything's like kind of line up. And basically just using grids like this is, if you don't like to plan out your builds like I don't, it'll allow you to still build things that are symmetrical, but you don't have to worry about like getting your dimensions right. Pretty sure I want the entire house here to be at least 2 stories is kind of what I was thinking of. We need to get a lot more wood too, actually. I really shouldn't have turned all of this wood into like planks, but whatever. It's starting to rain. Definitely in a very rainy like part of the world here. You can see whenever it rains, the blocks actually get wet, which I think is like a crazy effect. That just blows my mind. So yeah, the kind of house that I want to go for is I really want like basically a lake house kind of thing. Even though it's not really a real lake, we just have like a hole in the ground. I think it'd be kind of cool if we had that lake house kind of vibe going on. But I'm still undecided if I want the bottom floor to be stone or if I want it to be entirely wood. I'm just gonna kind of mess around here, sort of see what I come out with here. I think the most satisfying thing about Minecraft is kind of the struggle aspect of it. I've always viewed Minecraft as a creative sort of game, so I love to just build stuff and decorate things. And I'm not like the most advanced Minecraft builder of all time, but it's very satisfying for me to start off with a blank slate and kind of struggle through it a little bit and try to figure things out in real time, and then end up with like a finished product. And that to me is like super satisfying, and that's kind of what keeps me coming back to playing Minecraft. And like I was mentioning earlier, I also want to beat the game as well, so I think once we at least have the house built up, I'm gonna, start making a little mine and see if I can, make my way to the Nether and actually beat the game. I've never seen the Nether in this mod pack before, so that'll be kind of interesting to check out. And I've definitely never seen the end either, so yeah, I'm just gonna use the rest of these axes that I have. I think for tree cutting, it kind of just makes sense to use the stone axe because you only have to mine 1 block, so you don't really need it to go that much faster than it already is. I can't believe we already hit a week too. Definitely really like taking my time with Minecraft. Not something I like to rush. There's another creeper over there. It is kind of hard to tell with this shader pack like how much light I actually have, but I think that just kind of adds to the realism a little bit. Oh geez, I heard the spider like coming up behind me. I looked behind me and he was like right there. Yeah, these woods are not exactly the safest thing in the world. But luckily we have armor, so it's not like I'm out here struggling too hard. Alright, so we got more oak logs. I'm gonna do something kind of different. I'm gonna actually do beams across like this. And these beams are gonna end up being like exposed in the roof. So for the flooring, I'm gonna actually do slabs. These beams are gonna kind of be these like cross through sections. I do like the new mob animations too. Those look pretty cool. Let me go actually grab, we have some, what are they called? The bamboo things. I might have put them upstairs. But the scaffolding, we have a couple of those we can use. I'm curious what you guys would build in a world like this with this mod pack installed. I only have 3, but that's more than enough for what I need. I think I'm gonna kind of, you know, meaning, would you guys build more realistic stuff? Would you build more just how you would normally build? My style is a mix of semi-realism and then also just plain old Minecraft building, I feel like. Oh yeah, this scaffolding is actually perfect. I'm glad we have some of this. I'm not the most, obviously, realistic Minecraft builder of all time, but I definitely like to try to keep my builds creative. Got some beams coming through here. Yeah, this scaffolding is awesome. Of course, I want a nice 2-story house out here. Actually, I'm having second thoughts actually doing the house out of 2 stories. I think I might just go for a 1-story house, but I'm gonna have like a nice big roof on it to give it that verticality I was kind of looking for. I'm gonna do a mix of a slate here. My goal here is to just get the roof done first. So the main roof I want to focus on is this one out here, because this one is front facing. And typically what I like to do with the roofs is I'll take my slate stairs here. I'll add a block here. And we'll go for something like this. It's a nice steep looking roof. And typically what I'll do with the roofs is I'd like to start off on the edges of the roof first. And then kind of connect everything through. This roof may actually end up being a little bit too steep. I'm gonna kind of mess around here a little bit. I'm out here stuttering. I'm gonna see if I can try out some different layouts here. So the layout I decided to go with is 2 stairs, a block, and stairs again. I feel like this looks, it still gives it that steep look that I wanted to go for, but it's not as dramatic. Now all we have to do is just connect everything through. I also need to mirror it on this side as well. So this is where the grid system really helps too. So I already have everything framed out, which means all I have to do is just connect the dots basically. So I'm basically like a build by numbers person. I just like everything to kind of be systematic and have like a little routine. And from here, I can just kind of bridge all the way through. And now, basically like how I framed out the flooring down there, or the walls, I'm basically doing the same thing with the roof. So I'm building the outline first, and then I'll come in and actually like fill it all in with the appropriate blocks. I think for the lake house, to really give it that lake house look and feel, I definitely want to have like nice gabled windows coming out of the roof. There we go. Now we have like a little framework. So we ran out of stone, and I was trying to think of like, okay, where could I start a mine shaft for this thing? Because I don't want to have to keep jumping into the hole in the ground. But I was thinking either I could start a mine shaft in this rock, or maybe that one down there, and just kind of dig down through that way. But there's a lot of spider activity out tonight, so I think I'm just gonna sleep, and then we'll figure this out in the morning. But I at least have the framing of the roof done. And the good thing about making a mine shaft is I'll be able to control the level that we mine at. Actually, what does it look like from up here? Oh yeah, the house is coming together. I think, honestly, going for the 1 story is gonna turn out a lot better than trying to make the whole thing 2 stories. Day 9 already. I'm really excited to actually start doing the, like, actually building the thing with the Conquest Reforged blocks, because that's what's really gonna make this house look cool. You know what? Let me grab these metal grates that we have here. And what I'm gonna do with these grates is actually repair the tower here, because We do have a couple of missing pieces, but we do have to be very careful about how we actually do this specifically, because how can I describe this? The grates take so much time to actually do or pick up. Like, it literally took like 5 minutes to pick them up, and you have to place them down a very specific way. Otherwise, they'll place vertically, which we do not want. So here we go. We definitely need to fix this section over here, because this is like extremely dangerous. It just literally goes into nothing. Do we have enough to... Oh no! Great. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get. Okay, let's just fix this side first. To grab this again. Here we go. All right, we at least have some of the grading replaced on the tower here. All right, let's start this mine shaft. I think it'd be kind of cool if we had everything a little bit separate. We have the lake house, we have the watchtower. I kind of want the mine shaft to be down the road a little bit. Maybe on the side of the house here or something. So I'm going to do something I've never actually done before, and that is to make a diagonal mine shaft. I think this would be kind of cool. So then we don't have everything like inside the house. So if you want to like go mining, you have to kind of go around. And I want to make like pathways and farms. Then you also have to like basically loop this way, and you can look out here. Then the mine shaft is just right here. So I really don't know how this is gonna work as far as like making something that's aesthetically pleasing and efficient, but I'm just kind of hoping it will. And this will turn out fine, because we need as much stone as possible to finish our slate roof that we have. I'm also trying to think, I'm still trying to decide what I want to make the house out of. I don't want to just do plain wood. I kind of want to mix of like wood, tutoring, maybe some stone in there. Color palettes are probably my weak point when it comes to actually building. Takes me a minute to kind of play around with different ideas until I find just the right one. But luckily, I'm not in a rush, so I can really enjoy the process here. Okay, so I found a little bit of a cave here. Oh, perfect. We're finding more coal. Dude, the caves are creepy in this texture pack. Eerie, dude. Or zinc. Once we get more established, we'll take a look at the create mod a little bit more. Right now, I'm just focused purely on survival, but look at that. It just like, it gets so dark if you don't have any light. Oh, lapis. I was excited. I thought it would be diamonds. We're finding more coal, so boy, whatever level we're at, this is perfect for coal mining. See, this is a lot more manageable to me. If I can get both these... I was hoping they'd blow each other up, but not quite. I'm kind of used to playing on shader packs like complementary. And in complementary, there's this thing where you can basically have the ores be emissive, so they kind of glow. But Conquest, Bliss, I don't believe has anything like that. So I have to actually keep my eye out and look for the ores that I want. All right, this is perfect. Finding a lot more coal, so we can actually like see, which is that's always a good thing. Being able to see is very nice. I think what makes these caves so creepy is hearing the echo of your own footsteps. Just reminds me of like all those horror mod packs. They always have the reverb like mod added. So I was kind of looking in my inventory, and I noticed we only have 4 shots for Bessie here. And oh dude, this looks so cursed, having the oh, I did not mean to shoot, but basically having the iron armor with the shotgun, it looks so weird. But I was trying to look into how to make like an ammo bench, and then we can obviously make more buckshot for the gun here. So it says to make the TAC-Z ammo assembly table, we need copper ingots, iron, and then a iron ammo box, which is just made out of iron apparently. Okay, we can do that. We have plenty of iron, and I'm pretty sure I saw copper through here too. So this will give us at least something to go after. And I'm also gonna grab stone while I'm down here too. I think what makes Conquest kind of interesting is that it doesn't really change up the gameplay of Minecraft a whole lot, but it does add like a little bit more depth to the building, which I'm really excited to actually get into and demonstrate here. Because if you know what you're doing, you can really make the builds look super detailed and very realistic. Actually, as I'm saying that, I think I am going to go for like a stone wall house. Just because stone gives you a little bit more options as far as detailing goes. And I think it'll look nice. The cobblestone walls are obviously gray. And then we have that dark slate roof on the top. And then we have some wood kind of siding. Well, not siding, but we have that wood like beams kind of running through the house. I think it'll all kind of mesh together nicely. Oh, this is perfect. We're finding lots of copper. I'd imagine, I don't know this for sure, but I'd imagine to make ammo we need copper and gunpowder. I'm gonna we'll have to see when we actually get to that. Alright, I'm really glad these caves are not super dangerous. They're just very windy. These remind me of like the old school. If you guys played a lot of like beta Minecraft, this is what this reminds me of, like that kind of cave generation. I'm actually glad copper has a use for me now. Normally I would just pass it up, but since we need it for the ammo bench, it's actually kind of worthwhile to grab. Double check that there's nothing else down this way. Oh, it goes into a whole other cave. Granite. I feel like we're gonna be in these caves for a while. To make sure I don't get lost while I'm down here. That's like a legitimate concern for me, is getting lost in the caves. It's difficult for me to not just like grab absolutely everything that I see. Oh, there's a silverfish. Interesting. I didn't know you could find like silverfish blocks like that. I don't know why, that kind of freaked me out a little bit. I always thought silverfish were near like strongholds, but I guess technically they can spawn anywhere. I don't think we're near a stronghold. I hope not. Alright, what I like doing with the caves, once I kind of know a section is done with, I'll just block it off like that. That kind of helps me keep me from getting lost. Scoria, this is part of the create mod. It looks like this opens up into a much bigger area. Yeah, we're in a much larger cave now. We're out of torches too. I'm like hesitant to use all of my my coal for torches. Oh, it's a cockroach. Huh. That goes pretty deep. Something else I noticed too is on the sword, it's actually reflective. It's a cool little detail. You need to find some villagers. I want to make like villager trading halls. We're gonna grab the gold. I don't know if we really need it for anything, but we might as well have it. We surprisingly have not found any andesite, which is like one of the main things we need for like the create mod. Not sure what we're gonna do with that. Maybe it's only in like certain like biomes. We are using custom terrain generation too, so I feel like that probably doesn't help. Oh, there we go. There's some andesite. Perfect. I was just talking about how we don't have any, but we found some. We're good. We are good. I'm just gonna get a stack of it. Alright, I'm glad we at least found andesite, so if I need to, I can come back here and just grab it from this little meteor looking thing. Okay, let's grab our stuff on the way back. I think we have ample resources now to actually start building the house again. But yeah, this cave just keeps going on and on. I think I'm gonna block this off for now. And if we need to, we can go back that way. Oh, I think this just connects where we were earlier. The torch up here. Okay, so everything's kind of connected here, which is nice. Okay, I get it. So that goes down there. And I believe our staircase should be over this way. Usually what I do is, on like my more well-traveled caves, I'll kind of just dig out like the blocks like this. So that way it looks more uniform, and then I know like, okay, I've been through this area because everything's like super flat and it's not as like jagged basically. It also helps me get stone along the way too. Yeah, there we go. So we can basically, if there's anything on this section, so we can block this off, I'm pretty sure. So then we only have like one way to go. Basically with caving, you want to limit your options, because that helps limit the amount of wrong ways you can go. Okay, cool. Now we have this really cursed looking diagonal hallway. I'll have to try to figure out like a better way to do this to make it look a little bit nicer. I think if we make it 3 wide and then just add like stairs, it'll look kind of nice going down here. It's not really an exact science to this, it's just like a feel thing. Yeah, I love how vibrant the world looks compared to the how bleak the caves are. Perfect, now we have like a nice little... Basically, I'm gonna have a pathway. Oh, fox. I was basically gonna have a pathway coming in between the watchtower and the back of the house. It leads this way. Kind of pass along some of the woods, and then it loops down, goes down there, but it lets you see the view from this side too. Alright, so now I'm gonna actually start placing down our walls here. It's kind of weird. I feel like the in the inventory, I feel like the stone walls don't look like they do in game. I don't know. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say here, but like in game they look cool, but in the inventory they just look like regular stone, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think having a mixture of stone, wood, and then the slate roof just give the world a nice little contrast. I'm gonna leave some space here for windows. Yeah, I don't know why on earth I put this chest out here. I really should have put this inside the house. Alright, we at least have all of our stuff inside the house, which is a good start. I'll take it. Close this wall off. This isn't going to be the exact placement for this, but let's see. And then I think I want this side of the house to actually be like wood tutoring. So basically I want this part of the house to be stone, to kind of give the house like a little bit of structure and a little bit of weight. And then towards the edge of the house, I want it to be made out of like wood, so that way it's a little bit lighter of a material. So now I want to cut out some windows. This, I'm going to actually use some of the Conquest Reforged blocks that we have. So windows there. Just kind of mirror it on this side. But check this out, we can take our stone cutter here and we can make these archways. I'm gonna make a couple of them. This is where the building really starts looking kind of cool. Now we can have like arched windows. They don't quite match because I'm using 2 different resource packs here. But there's a pretty easy way to fix that. I'm just going to place down these arches for now. Alright, so what I want to do to kind of help texture out the walls a little bit and make them look nicer is I actually made a stack of light granite cobble. This is just a slight little texture variation that we can have in here. And I feel like this will help the archways blend in a little bit better since we're using different resource packs. See, that matches a little bit nicer here. So what I did with the stone cutter was I decided to grab a couple of different blocks here, and I'm going to use these to texture out the bottom floor. So I really like this cliffstone cobble. I think this looks really cool. Basically, I'm just making like a little gradient. Let's make another pickaxe while I'm here too. And kind of the cool thing with texturing is we don't really need a lot of every single block because we can just kind of blend everything in. Now you can see the walls already have like a lot more character just by doing some very simple texturing like this. So now I feel like as you look at the house from a distance, It looks more like a stone house rather than it just being a flat texture. That's just an example of like what you can do with the stone cutter. Then I also want to take some of our oak logs here, put these into the stone cutter, and I'm going to make these things called these walls here. These look really cool. They kind of look like a cabin sort of wall, so you can see as they connect over. And I was thinking for this window here, I might actually take this beam out and then just have like a really tall atrium kind of effect through the middle. It's just like one of those things I was thinking of, or I don't know. I always have like really weird ideas that I like to try out whenever I'm building. So I'm gonna spend some time actually texturing everything out. So what I decided to do was actually extend the stone on this side and basically almost create this like basement kind of effect. I think it helps the build look a little bit more realistic because now you have this like wood siding over here, and then along the side of the building you have this obviously more stone kind of effect. But we can actually do more with the stone other than just like placing blocks. So what I'm going to do with some of this extra cobblestone we have is I'm going to make more cliffstone cobble, and then with the cliffstone cobble I'm going to come in here and grab some slabs. So I'm just going to grab as many as I can, and these are basically vertical slabs, which I think people have always been wanting in Minecraft. And check this out, we can actually add layers to our build. So you can, basically the best way to describe this is it's kind of like snow in vanilla Minecraft, where you can just place everything layer by layer. And this is really going to help this house actually look like it's made out of stone. I especially want to do it like on the corners here to really help separate the stone from the wooden supports here. And not only like can we play with the texturing, but we can also play with depth as well. Oh geez, I have my sword on me. I do. Let's go. I'm out here trying to give a demo. But yeah, this is just one of those examples of what you can do with Conquest Reforged. So admittedly, Conquest Reforged is mainly a creative mode mod. So some of the functionality can be a little bit difficult to do in survival mode, but it is still like pretty possible. I feel like it just takes a little bit extra time. Yeah, now you can see I think I made too many slabs here, but now the wall has like some depth and some character to it. Kind of the idea here is that maybe, I don't know, I'm kind of going for like a slope effect. So if you look at the wall from a distance, it kind of slopes upwards a little bit. So now it looks more like stone rather than just a flat texture. And I mean, we can also do the same thing with these walls too. I'm gonna actually just end up having to replace all this cobblestone with the light granite cobble instead. This looks a little bit better in my opinion. It's not as gray. We made plenty of it. And then through here is just gonna be a big, beautiful open window. Yeah, that's kind of like a very short demo of like what you can do with the stone. Now what I want to do is take some of the glass here and make some windows. So you can see putting glass in the stone cutter gives us a pretty big variety of different glass tiles we could play with. I'm gonna see what these simple wooden window frames look like. I actually really like these. They're a little bit weird for the style of the build, but I think they might work, honestly. They're like a little bit more of an industrial kind of looking window. Need to see what this kind of looks like from a distance. I actually kind of like that. We just need to frame it out with our stone, kind of using the layers again. But I do like how that looks. So we actually do have a slight problem here. We can't have windows on the same layer as our archways. So what we have to do is create something called a window facade. So we're going to place down our window blocks first, and then we need to make archway facades to kind of put over them. So you can just put the facades like that, and it gives the window that arch kind of look that we wanted, without it having to take up multiple blocks. And just place the window there. That looks pretty cool. I like that. Let's do the same thing over here. So I don't even know how I would describe the way this house looks, other than it's just like a hodgepodge of like different ideas. But I think it's gonna turn out kind of cozy. I'm not gonna lie. That's the whole point. I want just like a nice stony lake house kind of thing. Just something that feels like home. That's all I really want. Actually jump through the window. Alright, let's actually fix up the roof here, or actually get it done here. And then I think the house will actually look significantly better with that done. So let's take some of this limestone we have here and turn this into our slate roof tiles, because we're gonna need a bunch of this. Actually, I'm just gonna take the rest of the limestone we have and use this. Jeez. Yeah, this is why we need a roof. Got spiders jumping on us. Make sure our hydration is up. Okay, I think this should be enough. Hopefully. I'll let baby zombies on fire. That's good. I really wish there was a mod where you could just like kick the baby zombies. They're so annoying. Okay, yeah. Luckily, I think we have enough stairs to get this part of the house done. But we can just turn the rest of these blocks into stairs because we no longer need blocks. Hopefully that's enough. Kind of see this as I'm doing it. Yeah, with the roof on, I feel like this is where the house is actually gonna kind of come together and sort of make sense, like what I was going for. Yeah, the way I make the houses is very weird, I feel like. Just kind of do them piece by piece. Yeah, we need a lot more stone. We have to do this whole section. Right here, I'm thinking this is just gonna kind of be like a little dock or not a dock, a balcony, so then we can get like a beautiful view of this landscape over here, because I do really like the way these woods kind of wind through, and then you have that water feature in the waterfall. So I think having a little lookout spot there would be kind of cool. Make some of these scaffoldings. We're gonna need to make a lot more of these. Now, let's actually go grab some more stone. I for some reason I really want to keep this rock here behind the house. I just think it's kind of cool. You know what? Maybe we could have a hold on, hear me out on this one. Maybe we could have a window going through this side too, so then it's just like this open atrium kind of effect. I don't know why I want to do this, but I'm following my heart here. I honestly just think it would look kind of cool. That's my main motivation in all of this. Oh, this looks beautiful. Having the sun come through this window. Yeah, I think that's just kind of a cool thing, having like an atrium sort of effect through the middle of the house. Actually, while we're here, we might as well repair the watchtower windows too. Oh, you know what I just realized? I should have used some of that glass and made some more glass bottles, but it's fine. I think we're not using enough like water to really be too concerned about that. But at least the watchtower will have windows again. Kind of mismatched here and there. Kind of break some of these. It's kind of weird. You have to like get rid of the old windows and then you can place in the new ones. Hopefully this is enough. This is why having the walkway repaired was kind of essential. I think that's it. That's all the windows. Gonna have to stay as they are. Perfect. Just have to do the windows up top there, but we actually have enough, surprisingly. But same kind of dilemma as before. There's actually archways here, so to basically make facades and then put them up there. I kind of want to take this this moose head and bring this to the house. It's kind of a cool decorative item. But for now, we'll leave it in here. But yeah, the house is starting to come together. And what's kind of cool, since it being since it's a one-story house, we still have the view not being obstructed there. So that's kind of cool.